Hello everyone, this is the mining geologist and I'm back again with another very exciting and very informative tutorial. This tutorial is going to be a little bit different, but I think I've covered a similar idea in the past, but I did it in a different way. And I remember that a lot of you, they were excited about that and they thought that it's very useful. And I still think it is very useful, and now it's a lot faster, and uh, I believe that anyone can do this right now because it's much more easier with what we call now AI agents. I've seen a lot of people applying these in different things that are not related to our industry, and I was trying to find ways where we can apply this in geoscience in general. And the best way to use the AI agents right now is to mine for data, not mining like the actual mining, but to mine data. There is a lot of data out there, but extracting the right information is time consuming, at least until now. With large language models and with AI agents, that's a lot faster and I would say cheaper also. And so this is what we're going to focus on today, is how to extract data from, let's say, reports. But this is just an example, and if you stick to the end, I will show you something else that, if you are curious enough and if you spend a little bit of time, you will be able to create something really cool. So let's get started with this example here. So as you can see here, I've got some what I call NI 43-101 reports, but these are just dummy reports. There's plenty of them that are out there for the public. You can download thousands of them, and maybe you want to create or extract important data and store them in a database that you can use, like for cost forecasting and stuff like that. You'd see like different things. How do they change from one place to the other, from one country to the other? You see like what different companies are using, or you can see trends over the years. So there's a plenty of things that can be done with such a database. And I've seen a lot of startups now, they're trying to create something like this, especially that large language models are available to everyone and things can be automated, and you can trust the accuracy of most of these large language models, especially the paid one. So without further ado, so these are dummy reports that I've created. So none of these are real reports or real projects. It's just to test this, but I've tested it with real reports, and it works, and the results are really amazing. So I've got here, I think, about 10 reports of different commodities, different locations and stuff like that, different deposit types, and so on. So we have them in my Google Drive, and I have here a tool called NAN, or N8N. Some people call it different ways. So as you can see here, I'm running this on my it says localhost here. If you guys are not familiar with these kind of things, it means basically that I'm running this in my computer, so it's not online. So none of this is online, everything is in my computer. But there is also, if you go to Google and Google NAN, you'll find that there is a website with a subscription. But the good thing about NAN, which is I think the go-to now to build AI agents, it is open source. So there is a GitHub repository for that. You can download it and you can actually run that on your local machine. Or if you are want to go the fancy way, or you want something that's going to work for you 24/7, you can host this somewhere on your own domain, and then you will be able to run this on that server, and it's going to do that automation or whatever automation that you're running on autopilot 24/7. Or you can run it offline here in your computer like I'm doing here. So what this one allows you to do is, there's a lot of tools that are under different nodes. So I know that when we use like geological related or mining softwares. Usually most of them are layer based softwares, but not a lot of people maybe know about how to use nodes. And I think the most similar things is the model builder in QGIS, for example, where you have like different nodes that you connect them together. Each one of them has an input and output. So you take the output of one node, that's going to be the input of the next one, and so on. So I think based on this flow sheet like, structure, you understand that the output of this one is going to be the input for this one, and so on. So in NAN, you can create nodes easily, and there's, I think, hundreds of them, but I try to use some of the useful ones that will allow me to create what I want to achieve. Basically, you start with a node that is a trigger. This one could be just like starting the workflow by just clicking, or maybe if you have a large language model by sending a message, or maybe you have like a web form in which you're going to upload a data locally. That's gonna maybe I can show you something like that. I'll do like form. So this NAN form, and let's go to this one, and you can see I can call this, for example, upload data. You can add a description, you can do whatever you want, and you can add maybe a field name. Let's call this, I don't know, like drill holes, for example. You can make this a file if you want, and then you can make this required, and you can add, maybe this one is going to be a CSV file. And if I execute this one, you can see that NAN created this web form for me in which I can upload my data, and that's going to be the trigger for the next node. So that's just to give you an idea about what are these triggers. But in my case here, let me go and remove this one. So you can click the plus to add a node. So let me walk you through what are the nodes in here and what are they going to be doing. So basically, when I execute the workflow, it's going to go to my Google Drive, and it's going to search in that folder for the available files. You can see it was able to get about 10 items, and then it's going to download these items. And then this node is basically going to read the text from these PDFs. It's going to extract that text, and it's going to feed that to the next one. Basically, 10 items are coming from this one. This one will allow me to loop through these different PDFs. And the most important one is I'm using OpenAI's ChatGPT here. I connect to ChatGPT using an API key, and you can just Google OpenAI API, and you can connect, and then it will create a token for you. And just keep in mind that you're not going to be using your paid subscription, monthly subscription. You're going to be paying based on the usage. That's how API works. And then you can select whatever model from the list. There's plenty of models now, since they release like new models every now and then. And here you have the prompt the same way you would send a prompt to ChatGPT. So you can use ChatGPT itself to create this prompt. So you're saying that you're an extraction engine that reads NI 4311 reports or JORC reports or whatever kind of reports that you're interested in. And you say that you just give me the exact answer of the thing that I want. So you do not say like, oh, from this report I was able, you know how ChatGPT responds. But then if you want to have a structured output, the best way to do that is to give it an output format. You give it, for example, this format. It's for people who are like, they know coding. This is a JSON format, or it could be like, it looks like a Python dictionary, but it is known as a JSON format. So basically you give it between two brackets. You give it here, let's say the country, that's the first column that you're interested in. And for example, say Canada as, an example. These are just an example. So this is going to be used by the AI as a template to fill in the different informations from each one of these reports, and so on. So I've got latitude, longitude, I've got the number of drill holes. So the good thing is, like, if you want more information, let's say you want like what is the estimation method that was used, like how what is like, how much do they have, what was the cutoff grade, what was the mining cost, what have, like you can add as many things as you want. So, and the AI is, or the large language models is model is going to extract these information for you, and then you can give it rules. So these are the things that needs to be the rules for each one of these columns. You can add as many as you want, and in the end you say this is the text for that report, so this is where we're going to extract these information from. And what you can do is you can just go to the previous node. So you have like, this is from the previous node, and this is what going to be the output from this node. And you, if you go to the bottom, you'll see that I have here you could call this a variable, a text, which is that text that was extracted from the PDF. And all you have to do is to drag and drop this here, and that's going to be this green JSON. This is basically our text. It's going to be replaced by our text, or the PDF text, each time. And of course, if you choose like GPT-5 or something like that, it's going to be more accurate, but it's going to cost you more. So choosing the right model for you is critical, and also it depends on your budget. So we're talking about, based on my tests, I think like 10 reports are going to cost you around, I'm talking about not these dummy reports, by actual reports, it's going to be about, I don't know, like $50 US dollar, by the way, and something like that. So just to keep that in your mind. But again, it depends on how many pages and a lot of things, like because these are not just by report, but how many tokens the AI is going to use. So just to give you an idea, like if you want to extract data from thousands of reports, do you think that's going to be okay for you, or you would rather, doing that manually? But I don't think anyone would want to do that, and I believe that this is going to be cheaper anyway. So you can also check these boxes to make sure that the content or the output of the LLM is going to be that JSON file. So it's going to be a structured output that can be used by the next step. So this is the most important thing. All the other stuff is just really simple, and this is just the most important thing, which is the prompt. And the next thing is going to basically go to my sheet, in which I have the same columns. I have country, commodity, deposit type, mining method, number of drill holes, latitude, longitude. You see now that this sheet is right now empty, but if I go and execute the workflow, you can see that it's running each one of these nodes. I think downloading the file, depending on how many files you have in there and the different sizes of these files, it's going to take either a few seconds or a few minutes, also depending on your internet. And then it's going to run the text through the model, and this is the last thing is going to upload these information to my spreadsheet. Now, the good thing about this one is that if you have this one running 24/7, and you can change the trigger to be like, if there is a new file, I want you to trigger this one, this workflow, and maybe filter only that new file. You can do plenty of filtering and stuff like that. So what you can do is, all you have to do is to add new reports to your Google Drive, and this AI automation, or this AI agent, is going to update that database for you automatically, so you don't have to do things manually. So if you're getting your data from, I don't know, like your own company or something online, and there's a new report that you want to add, all you have to do is download that, add that to your Google Drive, and you can see now the AI finished extracting the data. We've got the countries here, we've got the commodity, the deposit type, the mining method, number of drill holes, and of course the latitude, longitude, and you can add more information if you want. Now, if you want to do something really cool, maybe you don't like tables like me, because they don't really give us a good idea about what we're looking at right now, you can create a simple Streamlit app. You can connect that through the API again with the Google Sheets, and it's going to grab the data and display that as, for now you can see that no data found because it was connected to that empty sheet which is here. But if I click on refresh, you will see now it's going to get the data, and we can see now these projects here, and you can see that Canada, we've got like the commodity is copper, the deposit is porphyry copper, it's open pit, we've got like 430 drill holes, and that's the latitude, longitude, and you can see that it is in Canada there. By the way, these are dummy coordinates that I've added in these reports, but you know that here, for example, you can change the size of the points, so make them, I don't know, like this. That's in Guyana, and you can see that it's saying Guyana. So the coordinates are accurate. These are, this is USA, Mexico, and so on. So it's a good idea to create like dashboards, and maybe I want to filter by commodity, and I set this to gold, and it's going to filter only the projects that has gold, and you can see that that's copper, and you can see that that's copper. And yeah, you can do plenty of things, and you can also see the filtered table here, and I'm sure that you will have like better ideas or things that you want to see. You can create like histograms based on numeric data and so on. So this is a really cool idea, and in the past it was probably not accessible to everyone. But I believe now with these tools, and especially with this amazing tool NAN that I'm starting to use a lot to automate things, it's going to be really possible for everyone. And as you saw, it's not like you don't have to know coding to do these automations anymore. It's accessible to everyone. And when I say API and things like that, for example, for OpenAI, it's just a matter of connecting to your account. You'll have like a token that you will need to use here. It's like a password or something. Same thing for Google Drive or Google Sheet. You need to go to your Google account. You'll have like a token that you need to set up, and then you just copy and paste that here, and you will be able to use it. So in this workflow, I didn't use a single code, so everything is just like creating these nodes and connecting them together. And if you think that this is really cool, so let me show you something else that I did, and I believe it's way better than this one for everyone who enjoyed this tutorial and they want to see what I wanted to show them in the end. So this is the second AI agent that I created, and it's a better one. And this one is basically going to do something a little bit sophisticated and more complicated, but let me just explain to you how it works in a nutshell. So basically, my idea was if I have some drill holes, like I've got the famous table, color, survey, assay, geology, or whatever. And then if I upload these, if I have maybe a simple desurveying algorithm that's going to create the XYZ coordinates for these, and maybe I have another simple, RBF script that's going to create like implicit wireframes. I know that this is like for this one, maybe you will need to know a little bit of coding. So, but you can add also custom code, Python or JavaScript to the NAN, and it will be able to execute that and combine that with other tools like LLMs and things like that to create something more sophisticated. But my idea is like, in geological modeling softwares, sometimes you need to simplify the model, like to combine multiple lithologies together, or to know like, am I going to use like the vein tool to create this lithology? Am I going to create it as an intrusion? Like which one is going to be like in terms of chronology, which one is on the top, which one is like in the bottom, and so on. So the AI, what it's going to do here is you're going to upload a geology report, and based on that geology report, the AI is going to understand the local lithology or geology of that area, and based on the understanding of the tool, it's going to tell you, or it's going to decide what is it going to use for each one of these lithologies, and whether it's going to combine two of them, or which one is going to be on the top, which one is going to be on the bottom. And by the end of this one, it is going to create the wireframes and save them to your local drive, and also it's going to upload them to Google Drive. And let's go and test it together and see whether it works or not. I remember it works, but let's see. So this is where I'm going to upload the report. Let's do this very quickly. This is the geology section. This is going to be the color. This is going to be the survey data. And this is going to be the geology. So before just doing that, let me show you that this folder is empty. I don't have any objects here, wireframes or anything like that. And the same thing here in this Google Drive folder. I don't have anything, but let me go now and execute. So let me just here go and submit. You can see that. So let me execute this again. Geology section, color, survey, geology. And now you can see it's running, it's going there. It's creating a vector database from the report. It's going to use that. It's going to use the AI to query this vector database. The AI now is guessing what is the best chronology to use and things like that. And now I have the script that does the modeling for me. And then once it is done, it is going to upload everything to Google Drive. And now I think I should, yeah, you can see that we're starting to see the files being uploaded here. And I believe that we have them here. You can see I've got like 6 lithologies. And I've created a simple script here that's gonna create a view of these files. And it's gonna color them using different colors. So let's see how the model looks like. And this is the model that was created by that AI agent. And again, we have these different lithologies in here. So you can see, if you guys been watching my channel for so long, you know this data set, and you also know that this is how the model should look like. And yeah, so this is a good idea. This is one idea of so many ideas where you can use AI agents. And if you're creative enough, it doesn't have to be only about reports. If you have sophisticated scripts in the background, or if you have a tool that uses Python or JavaScript, you can also implement these tools to create something that no one have thought about in the past. And I hope this tutorial was informative, and please let me know in the comments below if you would like to see things like this, and what kind of things you're wondering whether you can build using AI agents or not, and what do you think about the future of geoscience with these AI tools. I would like to hear your feedback, and with that being said, see you on the next one.
'Cause he's the mining geologist, here to show you all the things that you might have missed. He's got plenty of software tips and tricks for your geoscience life.